Do artists really have to starve to be true to their craft? Must the business side of creativity drain all inspiration? No, it does not. 5 minutes on creative entrepreneurship can help you master the business side of creativity, reap greater rewards from your talent, and enjoy your work to the fullest.
I'm so glad trouble don't last always.
As we've been running our thought experiment, imagining what it would be like to present our creative practices on Shark Tank, we've had to face the reality that finding an investor for businesses like ours is never going to happen. We're on our own in business, but while the investor path may be closed, we could find help in the form of a business partnership. Not only can a partner provide business or marketing skills that we may be lacking, partnerships often appeal to creatives simply because of the loneliness of being a solopreneur. Thus, a partnership may seem like the perfect solution. But before you go down that path, you might want to think about this major decision like a shark. I'm Eric Holter, and I've been a serial creative entrepreneur for over 3 decades. After graduating from Rhode Island School of Design in 1991, I could cut and print beautiful wood engravings. But I had no idea how to run a business. They just don't teach enough about business in art school. Running a business is hard work, especially when you're learning by doing rather than having been prepared for it. Most creatives follow their passions into business rather than a well-thought-through business plan. It's not until we're already far down the path, facing difficult business realities we didn't consider at the outset, that we realize we might need help. And finding a business partner may seem like the perfect solution. But as with love, only fools rush in where angels fear to tread, and a hastily formed business partnership may very well come back to haunt you. Of course, there are partnerships that mutually benefit both parties and contribute to a successful business. But thinking through all the implications and long-term consequences of forming a partnership and spending the time to formalize a well-constructed agreement are prerequisites for making one work. Before you enter into a partnership, there are at least 3 main issues to consider. First, the kind of partner you're looking for. Second, how much equity you'll have to give up and what the value of that equity is. And third, what will happen if and when the partnership needs to dissolve. Let's consider each of these questions in turn. What kind of partner is best for you? Should you look for another creative who can help get more work done? Should you find a business expert who can handle all the non-creative aspects of running a firm? Or are you looking for a sales expert who can keep clients rolling in? Making this decision largely depends on your long-term goals for how big a practice you'd like to have. If you want to keep things small, another creative might be your best bet. If you want a handful of staff, then a marketing person might be a good fit. But if you want to grow as big as you can, then you'll need someone with a lot of business experience. Of course, as soon as you begin negotiations with a potential partner, you're going to have to decide how much equity you're willing to give them and at what valuation. Even if the partner isn't paying cash for equity, but rather will contribute their services, they'll still pay tax on whatever your paper valuation may be. So one way or another, you'll need to establish value, which, as we've considered in previous episodes, can be quite difficult for a creative practice, especially when the process reveals that your business has been running on an essentially break-even basis for years. When it comes to the equity distribution question, be wary of 50-50 partnerships. While most creatives aren't terribly concerned with the profit distribution aspects of equity ownership, the control side of equity is where all the conflict is likely to come. If you make a 50-50 deal, it's only a matter of time before a strong disagreement threatens the very survival of the company itself. In the early stages of negotiation, it can be hard to think about the possibility of a partnership failing, since both parties are excited and optimistic. But in reality, most partnerships do fail, and so you should plan on working with an attorney to lay out all the possible ways things could go wrong, which lawyers are great at pointing out, and how those eventualities will be resolved. If you wait until a conflict occurs, it could be too late. Partnerships are common for creative entrepreneurs, but so are partnership failures. So when you consider this option, go slowly, plan thoroughly, and think like a shark so that you'll have a strong platform for success. Until next week, don't let the business of creativity overwhelm your creative business.
5 Minutes on Creative Entrepreneurship is a podcast by Eric Holter, mentor to creative entrepreneurs. You can find more content and resources at erichholter.com. His book, Blazing the Freelance Trail, is available on Amazon in print, Kindle, and audio. If this podcast is helpful to you, be sure to share it with your colleagues, and ratings and reviews are always appreciated.
I'm so glad trouble don't last